So we've known Tom for a couple of years, and when we heard that he was setting up his own estate agency in Winchmore Hill, we thought we'd give him a call. We knew that he'd been an estate agent for a number of years in London. You know, he knew the business well, he knew the industry. He's lived in Winchmore Hill himself for a while. So yeah, for us it seemed like a bit of a no-brainer. Had a chat with him, excited by some of the ideas of his link up with Keller Williams, and yeah, we just decided to put our trust in him. So from instruction, it was very clear that Tom knew what he was talking about. He was able to advise us on prices, on timescales, and give us a good idea of what was going on in the local area. After instruction, he came round with a photographer, and I must say the photos were by far the best photos I've seen on any of the websites that we were looking on. Not only were we impressed with the photos that Tom produced and the write-up that he did, we were impressed with the marketing. Not only was it on Rightmove and those other more traditional places that you look for houses online, we were also impressed with the fact it was on Instagram, and I think the buyers in the end came through Facebook, which just simply isn't traditionally a place I would think to even look for a house. So yeah, very impressed with his 21st century marketing. From launch, we got some interest quite quickly. Tom arranged all of the viewings. He did all of the viewings, so we didn't need to be there. He took good time with the viewers to talk them through not only the house, but the local area, what was going on. You know, we lived on a street with a couple of schools on it. He was talking through schools in the area and things like that. From the viewings, Tom was always very quick and communicative with his feedback. You know, obviously we had some people who liked the house, others who, for them, it just didn't work, and it was useful to understand from Tom why that was. We were lucky enough to receive 2 offers in the end. Again, Tom was very communicative with us, and presumably the buyers as well. Let us know what the offers were and what the sort of situation and profile of the buyers were, which was really helpful for us to make a decision. In the end, we accepted an offer from a very nice set of first-time buyers. Again, with them being first-time buyers, we were slightly nervous, but we knew that Tom would be able to talk them through the process in the same way that he was talking us through the process. In terms of our own purchase, we knew roughly where we wanted to buy, but we weren't quite sure exactly what we could afford. So Tom used this very clever bit of software. He came round and showed us the sort of average house price in certain areas of Winchmore Hill, which is where we've remained. And that allowed us to be slightly more targeted in where we were looking. Tom actually sent out some flyers on our behalf to see if he could drum up any interest in that area. But eventually the property that we found was one we found online, and it was a street that Tom had recommended to us. Conveyancing was a bit challenging. We had people above us and people below us in the chain all working to different time frames, but there was a understanding goal that we were going to try and do things as quickly as possible. Tom was brilliant in terms of speaking to all of the solicitors along the process, speaking to us, the buyers, even the estate agent that we were buying off ourselves, and making sure that we were trying to keep everything, you know, as quick as possible, but also to make sure, you know, expectations were managed, people knew what was going on, and yeah, generally just kept everybody in the loop throughout that. And you know, eventually we moved in January this year. Yeah, I think I probably have 2 bits of advice for anybody looking to appoint an estate agent. I think firstly, definitely find somebody who knows the area that you're selling in. It's really, really important. All of the feedback from the people who viewed our house was that Tom was able to, like I said, not just talk them through the house itself, but talk them through the local area. So I think that's really important. And I think the big thing for us as well, and you know, I work in a customer business, sales business, it's important to pick an individual as well as picking a business. You know, you can pick a big estate agency firm and you just become, you know, one file on their desk, and you don't quite get that same level of personal service that somebody like Tom, who operates, you know, on his own, and at that time had a couple of properties on the market. He was able to dedicate a lot of his personal time as well as his business's time to us. So, yeah, I guess I'd say just look past the big, the sales signs you see all over the place. You'll just be a number to them. Whereas for somebody like Tom, he really believed in what we were doing, and I think added a lot of value because of that. Personally, for me and my family, we'd have no hesitation recommending Tom Page, Keller Williams to anybody, friends, family. I recommend you give him a call.